Welcome to the Freshtoday Wexford Football League. From now on, it's the Freshtoday Wexford Football League. Homegrown Wexford company backing grassroots football right here in the southeast. The crowd's growing and even more media coverage. The future looks bright. Freshtoday and the Wexford Football League. Stronger together, building communities on and off the pitch. Welcome to the Freshtoday Wexford Football League. Aidan and Nicky, I suppose the only place to start with, what was the atmosphere like in the White House Sunday evening around 4 o'clock when Troy Parr scored that? I was going to call it a wonder goal, but a goal to get us into qualifiers. I'd say it was good, was it?
Sure, look at Aidan, it's brilliant. It's brilliant for any football fan in the country. Sure, look, it lifted everybody's hopes, and there was great celebrations. And not only that though, it's after really kicking on a hell of a lot. Like everywhere you went, Sunday evening or Monday, even yesterday, everybody's still talking about it. So and like there's so many young people in the country that we've been lucky enough. We were only young people when 1990 was on, but we had 94, we had 2002. You can't?
2002 is all I remember,
so, yeah. 2000, you can't remember 94 either, USA?
What do you mean in the chap then?
Come on now, you're 50.
I seen the CCTV footage you put up. Look good in fairness.
Yeah, no, sure, it's great. And sure, look, even you look at Dublin Airport, look at everything. Yeah. It's great. And
I know I friend the life of the young fellow home. I jumped up and he sit beside me, didn't know what was going on.
So, but you look like the Irish national soccer team lifts the whole country, and there's no other sport can do that. When you have inter-county hurling or football, it lifts its own county. The rugby doesn't have the same pull. The Olympics doesn't have the same kind of thing. So there's no other sport in the country that can lift the whole country, and it's so unusual even to be in a pub environment and everybody is shouting for the same team. And if they didn't, they'd get the S kicked out of them.
Yeah, I think even the draw on Thursday at 12 o'clock, I think the whole country will be looking at it to see who we can get. I suppose we can't move away from international football. We talked about Oisin and Ryan. Unfortunately, they have left the campaign, but two of them have been brilliant in it. Ryan stepping up, scoring the winning penalty. The pressure the chap must have been under was immense there last Friday night.
Yeah, look at it. It's brilliant for the two young lads. The two of them look like, and they seem to be really good down to earth kind of chaps. Both ploughing their own way. One chap over in Italy, another chap trying to get the same success and going through Wexford FC. So it just shows that there's not one footpath there that everybody should follow. There's loads of different ways to go, and look, it's brilliant for the two of them. It's brilliant for Wexford football. Even with Festi coming on against Portugal, coming on the other night. It's absolutely fantastic for Wexford football. Yeah, it really, really is. And then to see Kevin Doyle's celebration in RT Studios doing circles, it's great for Wexford football.
Yeah. So I suppose Kevin Doyle running around who played for it, and it just goes to show what it means to everyone. That moment when it was just out of nowhere, bang, we were out of it, and all of a sudden we're in it. I suppose look back to Ryan and Oisin. We'll try to have him on in the next couple of weeks, or maybe before Oisin goes back to Italy. I think it'll be a great to get the two boys' story of the trip over there in.
Yes.
Or was it Kuwait? Was it?
Yeah, I think it was Kuwait. Yeah. So
I suppose just getting back to our own grassroots. Then we've had an exciting week 2 weeks ago in the Premier. Started off on a Wednesday night up on the Astro, a 3-3 draw between mine and Cortown. And then the next Friday night we had a 5-4 Shamrocks Cora. Then we had a 4-3 out in Ferns. I was actually at all three games, so it was a great 3 games to pick that weekend, I must say. And then I suppose Gorey, a lot of goals in that game again. Boas 4-0, and then the big one, which I think has really opened up this league title for Celtic, probably finally getting that hoodoo win over North End, and really now maybe, to me, along with Rovers, probably favourites for the title.
For Celtic, yeah? And Rovers? This is a big shout.
Rovers definitely are.
So,
look at the table.
So, but it's
one defeat, 21 goals scored,
17 conceded.
Don't worry about that. Who scored 21?
I know. Look at the Gorey lads and the North End lads definitely won't like putting Fort and Rovers.
I think they'll be quite happy to sit in the long grass there and come up at the end.
No, look,
it's going to be
the 4 of them are definitely in a title race, 100%. I don't know what's gone on down with North End.
The Mine probably should be in one, but just conceding too many goals.
Conceding, yeah. Did like
3-2 up that night. They had Cortown back in late. It was a bit. It was a good game. I said it was at the three games. The three games all completely different. Impressed with Cortown and with Mine at times, especially when Sean Fitz came on for the Mine. He was electric. I suppose I'll be hoping to have him back now full time maybe soon enough. Very impressed with Cora against Shamrocks. At parts of that game, I know I was on the phone with you because you were away. Cora were probably the better team in fairness, but just Rovers had that attitude of old where they just will not die, will not go away, and just keep fighting till the end. And you don't have, just remind me of the old Rovers teams that you don't have them bet till you come off the field and the result is in your favour.
Yeah, definitely. No, you were, in fairness, keeping me up to date on it, along with the app. But look at Rovers lads there. Like you have Garfield, Ian Sinnott, Hopper, Ricky Dwyer, Ricky Fox. Like
two Foxes are like
they've all
two new signings. Or
sure they are two new signings.
Jamie was outstanding. Ricky was probably found a position for Ricky now, and that sounds stupid to say I found a position for Ricky Fox, but in the left of the three centre backs he's been exceptional, and I've seen him there 2 games now. He's been exceptional at it. Just his intelligence.
It's suiting him. He's getting that bit of time on the pitch, and he doesn't have to try to get box to box. Like Ricky's 36, 37 now, so the whole game is in front of him, and it should suit him because, like as you said, he's an intelligent footballer. Jamie is going really, really well as well, and so long may that continue. But when you have the backbone of your Emma Quirk, your Hopper, your Ian Sinnott, your Garfield, and your Ricky and them, like them young lads will have to work because it's been ingrained in them guys since they broke into that A team 10, 15 years ago. Could be, I think, longer for Ricky Fox. I think Ricky Fox is his 22nd year in Shamrock Rovers, with a few years down in Ross, one in the Mine. So he's been around a long, long time.
Yeah, look, Ricky won't thank me for calling them all, but that's the big thing I got from the 3 games. Again, I'm saying it all year. This year, every games I go to, it's the older players are sticking out as the best players on the field.
It's a bit scary.
Even the Ferns across the big game, it's not too many, in fairness, wasn't too many out players on the team between the two of them, but Barry Coughlin came on for the last 20 minutes and Crossbeck actually won that period 3-0 when he came on, and he changed the game. And I
didn't see the game, but one of the things for me with Barry's probably one of the underrated players in the Premier. Like he's not really flashy on the eye, but he breaks up a lot of ball, but more importantly he's a very, very difficult player to pick up. He drifts into areas there, and he can hurt you.
The big thing what he changed when he came out, Ivan Megan was absolutely running that show. Now Ron Devericks was having a good game in there as well, but Ivan was just running the show. His game intelligence. He scored actually a cracker. I didn't see it, but from what I believe, it was a cracker of a goal in the first few minutes. He chipped a good keeper. He ran the show, but he was in there again, Ron and Jason Moore and Will McCreevy, so none of them were probably running that way. So it was, not saying it was easy for him, but he only had to kind of really just worry about getting on the ball, be neat and tidy. But when Barry came on, Barry just ran that way. And now all of a sudden,
hit something to think about behind him.
Ferns had to kind of track, and fairness, Ivan was probably had no influence in the game in the last 20 minutes. I think that was the big thing. Cross the Beg actually impressed me. They kept the ball very well, and Ferns again, they're just a crowd of young chaps from Ferns. Love that club, dying for that club. I was very impressed with the game. Felt sorry for him in a way and not getting anything out of the game because they probably deserved something out of the game. But I think if Joe comes across what he found in the last 15 minutes, he brought on another Devericks, Cottle. He's the only way I can describe him as a giant. He must be 7 foot and 3 foot wide, and I've never seen as big as man on a soccer field in my life. And,
you wouldn't put me to mark him then.
No. And they went direct. In fairness to Joe loves playing his football. I know that more than anyone, but they went direct and they scored from 3 set pieces to get the 3 goals to win the game. And to be honest, I think I'd say 8 of the players that they finished with were over 6 foot. And if Cross the Beg, if Joe changed it up and actually went direct, I don't know if there's a team that delivered them.
Yeah.
Because just they're so physical that way, so good in the air. And interestingly, they didn't score direct from any of the corners. It was second, third balls. They just didn't let it out of that box.
Yeah, no, I seen it. I suppose Fern's probably perspective, you'd probably be thinking it's a little bit bad defending. They had maybe 3 or 4 chances, maybe a little bit naivety as well. You know, like if a ball breaks, you just want your full back, your centre half, just to get it out 20, 25 yards, regroup. They didn't really do that because I seen the goals on social media there. So probably they would be a little bit disappointed Ferns, should I say, that they didn't deal with it. But fair play to Crossabeg for keeping the ball, like kept them in that melting pot. It was kind of like the Irish team the other night. People were giving out about Festy's performance, some of them were, but he kept the ball in that melting pot, won a lot of throws, won a lot of corners. And that's what you have to do when you're chasing a game. Keep the ball in their 18-yard box, and that's what Crossabeg done.
And we're not putting them in a title race if the winner game in hand to go second.
You can if you want to, but I don't think they are. You're adding a lot of teams, so the Mine, Crossabeg, Gorey, Fort Celtic, North End, and Shamrock Rovers. They're all in it.
I said it last go. If Fort Celtic beat North End, this is going to be the lowest tally. I believe this could be the lowest tally to win a Premier title. I think there's a lot. It just looks like every team could beat every team. I mean, if you look at the table, I suppose touched our Gorey back to winning ways, good win. You'd expect them to beat Bows. It's good 4-0 win. Bows are probably in a little bit of a free for all. They haven't won in the last 5 games, 3 defeats, a draw and a defeat.
Yeah,
they'll have to put a stop to that. I think they're playing the Mine at the weekend.
Schedule is there, yeah. Mine, Rangers, Wexford, Bows, yeah, big game. It's a big game for the Mine too, though, because they need to get a win. On that, like, you know, they're dropping a couple of points over the last couple of weeks. They need to. I'd say the Mine lads are not writing themselves off. Like, if you look at North End have lost 2, Fort Celtic have lost 2, Gorey have lost 2, the Mine have only lost 2. So I'd say they'd be kind of saying to themselves, if we put a run together now, we can get in there. Crossabeg have only lost the 1 game, and they are getting stronger. I don't think they'll win the Premier. But like, you have to say fair play to them. They are definitely improving year on year. Yeah,
and then Fort Celtic beating North End. I think it's great for the league. Again, going back to all the players, I wasn't at it. From what I hear, Patsy Malone was one of the best players on the field. See, Will Dial came on as well. See it out.
Yeah, look, I think it's brilliant as well. I think it's really, really good for it to be so open. Like, you'd get fed up just looking at North End and Gorey going on and winning. I know if you're involved in them clubs, and for years it was Ajax Ross Celtic, then it was Shamrock Rovers Ross Celtic, Shamrock Rovers North End, now it's Gorey North End going in for these league titles. Yeah. And it does give other clubs a great opportunity when there's 3 or 4 going to it and going for it, and I hope that lasts throughout the season. Hopefully Crossabeg or Fort Celtic or Shamrock Rovers or the Mine don't fall away and leave it to a 2-horse race, and hopefully they all believe and they get a good run at it.
Well, you'd hope maybe that they've all had a 2-week break, maybe all the teams have went and done a bit of work on defending, because there's an awful lot of goals we could see them. And
you're coach not to defend anymore, isn't it? You have to be real nice nowadays with all this. So. And
then the fixtures: Ferns, Bunclody, Crossabeg, Cortown, Mine, Bows, Cora, North End. Look, we said there's no point saying that every game is big at the moment, because everyone is.
Every game is big, but probably the biggest game is Ferns and Bunclody. Out of that, for every Cortown's game against Crossabeg for their own reasons, Mine, Bows for both their own reasons, Cork Ramblers, North End as well. But like that one, Ferns, Bunclody, a lot of the Ferns lads probably would have went to school in Bunclody and the FCJ and things like that. So it'd be a little bit. I wouldn't say it's a derby, but it might be a bit of a grudge match, and it's massive for both teams going into it, you know. So Ferns need a win, Bunclody need a win.
Just to mention, some of the other teams are in Gorey, Shamrocks are in Leinster, I think, aren't they?
Yeah.
And the trend of not being able to defend continued in Division 1 2 weeks as well, with 7-3 for Campile v Gorey. Ross, who have been on fire, 4-0 again, Ballymurn. Tom Brack and Joseph's, another 4 goals, 2 all draw. All Black, Silver and 1 all, and Enniscorthy United. And Ratnure, who are 4-3. Ratnure, I don't know how you describe Ratnure as a team. When the GAs finished out there, they looked like they could actually maybe get to the Premier, but what's the point getting to the Premier if they don't have if they're not going to have a team at the start of the year? You'd wonder what happened to them up there, but you have to hand it to them. They went on a run last year to keep them up. This year, they look like they could maybe challenge for promotion. But it's hard luck by North End, Ross and Campoyle, I think, isn't it? And United are there, but again, United kind of doing what they kind of done last year. Great start, now they've lost their last 2 league games.
Yeah, lost away a small bit. You're right there. And Campoyle gone back in there with Brad O'Neill. Like Brad has done it all. He's managed Oscar trainers. He's won stuff with Ross Celtic, both as a player and as a manager. So with his experience coming up against these Division 1 teams, you'd say Campoyle could go quite well. They've, in fairness, there were massive progression down there with football stand and the floodlights down there. So
just need to sort out their consistency, I suppose. Of
that's it.
7 games, 3 wins, 2 draws, 2 defeats.
I think they're quite young. Ballymurn probably haven't found it as easy as maybe they thought. They have a nice squad.
When you get up to divisions, it's unforgiving.
Yeah, so and it is very, very tough. But look at North End, have gone unbeaten. They have their 3 points. That's what's separating them near enough.
2 teams, I suppose. Three teams probably have surprised me. Or three the bottom 4: Tom Brack, All Blacks, and Gorey. You'd expect with the last couple of seasons Gorey have you'd never imagined that they'd be down at the bottom.
No, and like they were right in for the running of winning it for a couple of years, and now they're way down bottom now. Like they're not gone over it. They're a couple of points behind, only 3 points behind say All Blacks and 4 behind Tom Brack. But look at their they've really have struggled. Shelbourne, I think I was talking to Owen earlier before the season start. He told me that they were going to struggle at the start. So but they could come strong. And Trevor Rankin was saying the same about All Blacks. They're struggling, and it'll be in around October when they'll start getting players back that you'll see them improving. So with that, you might be a little bit concerned, say, with Tom Brack. I don't know how many GA lads they have, but if All Blacks and Shelbourne start to get numbers together, they could start moving up the table, and it'll bring the likes of Tom Brack down. And like, sure, we all know the strength and depth in Gorey. Like, if they were to get it, so get their act together, they could move up the table too.
After some big games that weekend, Ratnewer and Ross being probably the big game that weekend. I suppose you can't not look at Eric, 17 goals, 7 games. I think he scored. We just touch on the Oscar trainer before we move on to. They won 4-1 at the weekend against Kenny. Eric got 2, didn't he?
He definitely got 1 anyway. I wasn't up at the game, but look, it was a fantastic win for Wexford, and fair play to Willie throwing Eric in. He's been playing through the centre for Ross Celtic. I think Brandon Sinnott. Is it Brandon Sinnott? Yeah, Brandon, who used to play with Cross the Beg last year. He's after signing, so it's allowed Eric to move further in field, and he's doing some damage coming from the centre there, isn't he? Yeah,
and look, just on the Oscar trainers, there's another 4-1 win, 100% to Willie Pear. He's putting Wexford out as a professional outfit, doing everything right. He's picking from various clubs, as you say, going down lower divisions. It just seems to be a pity maybe that some of the other counties are not taking it serious. I think there is a bit of talk that Kilkenny are not going to turn up for the second leg.
Well, sure, who knows? Look, it is a pity, like, you're representing your county.
I think Wicklow have pulled out with, that's why they're only 2 minutes.
I look at the FAI should definitely look at the competition, because like, you're representing your county. Not every player can go on and play League of Ireland with Wexford FC or Carlow FC or Bray or any of these. So like, and there's no League of Ireland club in Kilkenny. So with what players Evergreen have and freebooters, and you think they would maybe getting their act together and putting out a really strong team to try and go and win the competition. Yeah, so do you blame the counties? Do you blame the FAI?
No, FAI.
I don't really know.
FAI.
But
FAI, because they're not making it a reason for anyone to want to play it.
No, I agree, but then the counties should be pushing it, like the league should be pushing it as well.
I think that's where Willie has to take credit. He, I wish him all the best in it for the rest of the year, but I think he has to take credit that he is taking it serious, he is doing it professional. I was talking to James Pear there last night. They were saying they were down there early, they're doing everything right, so we just wish the Oscar trainers all the best for the rest of the year.
Yeah, definitely.
And we're going to look at Division 2, where the defending was a little bit better than Division 1 and Premier. Nicky, not a whole lot now, mind you, but a little bit. So the Shamrock, that was actually the only game that went on in the weekend was Shamrock's again Glyn.
Yeah, Shamrock Rovers.
That was Saturday night.
Down in Wexford CBS.
Then we do week before Fastnet, who are starting to maybe turn a corner in that division. 4-1 win against Fort Celtic. Kilmore 3-0 again. My favourites for division who seem to be falling off. Clubon. But maybe the road to Leinster football now to get back to
winning ways.
Get back to winning ways. I'll get 1-1 again. Bree. We talked there about Ballymurn maybe not finding Division 1 as easy as thought. I think Bree are struggling with the Division 2. Rosslare, who look like they're going to run away with the division now, I think. 5-1 winners against Ajax. They've been very impressive. Quietly went about their business. And Shamrocks then 2 good wins for Shamrocks, beating Bows 1-0.
Yeah. So, yeah, two good wins for the Rovers lads, in fairness. 2 clean sheets. So look at it. It keeps them in the hunt. Rosslare Rangers, I think everybody else is playing for second place in that. To be honest with you, in that division, I'd say Rosslare Rangers are going to run on and win it at a canter. So
yeah, and you keep to the team of the older player, Danny Furlong, top scorer in the division with 8 goals.
So yeah,
him and the team, they're always going to be.
They are, and they've Tiernan Ross are coming back, and like they've a I think this Tiernan. Look, they've a good squad to have everything down there. So look at they're red hot favourites. Like if you look at it, everybody else is losing after losing 2 or 3 games, and they're only 7 and 8 games into it. Shamrock Rovers close to them after losing 3 games, so possibly 9 points in the difference between them. If you're halfway through a season and you drop 9 points, look, Rosslare Range, you could hand out the trophy to him now.
Fastnet, maybe just looking at the table. Fastnet, I thought Ajax would have seen to have 2 defeats in the last 2 games. They're hoping to get back to winning ways this week. I think Fastnet maybe to win their game in hand. They're only the 4 points behind them.
Fastnet possibly, but I don't know if they have the strength and depth. Like they've definitely been progressing over the last couple of years. They came up with Shamrock Rovers last year, was it? I think they were in it last year. It was the year. Yeah. So, but like look at it was the year before they came up. Sorry. So look at they have been progressing. They're in third. Like the likes of Fastnet, maybe Kilmore, Ajax, even Islegate. For them to get promoted is what probably they set out at the season, get up top of or to get up into Division 1. Ajax and Kilmore, don't forget, were in the Premier only a couple of years ago. It'd be the first time Islegate to be up around Division 1, so that would be probably their success if they can get promoted. But yeah, look at it. It's turning out to be, bar Rosslare Rangers, it's turning out to be very, very tight, and it could go anyway. Still for that promotion challenge.
Yeah, look, seen Islegate actually last night in a friendly. You're up at yourself for first half. Were actually decent. To surprise me a bit in the first half. Look, they fell away a bit in the second half as well. Another team maybe come up that's finding it hard. Everyone thinks when you go up, it's not as easy as it. These divisions do get tougher. You might go and look at a few of those divisions when you're over the team. And when you're in the lower division, you might go up and look at a few teams higher and go, "Yes, this division ain't great." But when you have to play it every week, it's a different story, isn't it? Yeah,
it's the consistency. It's definitely the consistency every week. Where you might get away with a little bit down Division 3, you're just coming up with players a little bit better maybe in Division 2, and you get punished. And then when you step up again Division 1 and up again into the Premier, then you just get punished that little bit quicker. So, and it kind of looks like that for both lads that have come up. Shamrock Rovers will probably settle a little bit, but they'd probably have a few more Premier players with Premier experience, should I say, in it. Obviously bar Ajax, but I'm talking about the teams coming up, Islegate and Bree. Rovers that have that little bit of experience over them, so that's probably standing them in good stead. But look, it's still going to be very, very tight in both sides. Bree, Fort Celtic, Bows and Anglin struggling down the bottom, but I wouldn't write off any of them putting a run together.
And Division 3 then continued the trend of not being able to defend a lot of goals. Rosstown beating Adamstown 3-2. Camolan and Rosslare Strand 2-2. Blackwater, great point for them again. Bridge's first points dropped of the season. Still can't believe Bridge are in Division 3. But anyway, Curraclaw, St Leonard's winning 5-2. And Gorey Celtic on the Saturday night beat Bunclody 5-2. Just a word on Bridge. You're talking about Rosslare. You could give him the title. I think you could.
I think Blackwater will run him.
You think?
I do, yeah. Somebody's
I
always got to
seen
go, but Blackwater, I was impressed with Blackwater last year, and as we said in a couple of shows a couple of weeks ago, that like they never lost a game last season, and they still ended up finishing behind them. Rosslare Strand, they should have won the cup to Billy Brown, wasn't it? Only for Danny Riley scored in injury time. And I was impressed with Blackwater, in fairness, and I do think they'll run Bridge fairly close. You might fancy Bridge, but
I said no.
but
A
I
couple of
think
weeks
it's
ago, I
going to
seen
be
him
between the two of them.
I'm very impressed with him. I actually went to a Division 1 game the week before, and I actually said if I didn't know what division I was at, I would have said the Bridge Adamstown game was a Division 1 game.
Yeah.
It was way ahead of the Division 1 game the week before. I was very impressed with Bridge. I think Terry is doing cracking work right through that club down there. Now he's over the first team. I think timing could be right for Bridge in a way. I know I said I'm surprised they're down there, but they have great underage teams coming up, 14s, 15s. They have a cracking 15 team, and their A team is young, so we're hoping to get back into the Premier, and that 15 team to have will be all up to the age to play. So I think they could be the team. Maybe if you're looking at a club to do a Ballymurn or Atnure, I think Bridge will be.
You think so?
Team. Yeah, I think once they get promoted, I think they'll just straight back up.
Like, in fact, look, there's great people involved in every single club, but in fairness to the likes of Blackwater and Bridge Rovers, they've great lads over both of them that are working, and both squads look to be quite young. Yeah. You know, like, and Rosstown are still definitely in with a shake, and St Leonard's won't like us writing them off, but look, I think they're both in good state. I think it will come down to Blackwater Bridge, especially with the draw the other day. Yeah. So like that means that two of them are still gone undefeated, and like you look at it, like.
And again, we could use that word trend again to continue with Rosslare and Ferns, two promoted teams struggling.
Yeah, so no, I think Rosslare picked up their first win, didn't they? Yeah. So and like they'll definitely look to be trying to climb a table, but look at it, it's there, and I see Corey Celtic are in that division, just hovering just maybe outside of the promotion places, and like you look at Corey, like with their floodlights up there. They probably have an advantage if they look to play their games on a Friday or Saturday
it's great
night.
That they're back playing the games there.
Yeah, definitely, and they should use that as an advantage to themselves. Get Padraig to fix it and make sure that they have a full team on a Friday, Saturday night, and they'll be very, very hard beat up there.
I suppose back to Bridge, they'll be trying to keep Oisin Furman fully fit, 12 goals, top scorer in that division.
Yeah.
Again, I was impressed with that down at Adamstown too, I have to say.
Yeah, Oisin's a good chap, in fairness to him. And
he was with Cora last year, wasn't he?
Yeah, look, if you're scoring goals, you're going to be hard to stop in any of them divisions, especially the further you go down. So, look at it. It'll be interesting to see. There'll be lots of big games left.
3A, plenty of goals again. St Cormac's beaten Gorey Rangers 3-1. Fort Celtic's 13 beaten United's second team 3-2. Cortown 5-3 again, Duncannon Seaview. Wexford Celtic beating Clane 6-0, and the Mine beating Crossabeg 3-1. The table is Wexford Celtic played 18 points. Fort Celtic 7 and 16. The Mine 9 and 16. Cormac 7 and 16. United 8 and 10. Just the top half of it. And again,
will the Mine win that one, Aidan?
No.
So they'll win nothing this year.
There's still cups to come. We'll be hoping hopefully they'll get back and win our own cup, the Billy Brown Cup. I'll be hoping Peter will
What do you mean our own cup now?
Billy Brown Cup is from the Mine, that's where he is. I don't mean the Brown before you go that way. Against surprise team for me, that is probably because they're underperforming. It's Killeen. It's a club I always loved. Club Killeen. They're probably one of the first with the indoor facility and all out there.
Did you? You like Killeen?
I do like Killeen, yeah. Country club that have always had top facilities out there.
I never liked it. I got sent off there a few years ago when I was playing.
Yeah. I just catchment area to have Ballygarrett and all. I know they're fighting with Cortown probably as well. I think one of their better players actually went to Cortown. I think this year, didn't he? Chap.
Centre forward.
Yeah.
You just can't think
Billy
of his name now.
Is it Billy Byrne?
Billy Byrne, you're right. After the famous hurler.
Yeah. So they'll probably be surprised in that. Again, just like Bridge in Division 3, it's just doesn't seem right to see Wexford Celtic in 3A or first team.
Well, we were only speaking about them a couple of weeks ago with Jay saying that they were after dropping down, and now they're top of Division 3A. And look, they have to come from somewhere. And it'd be nice to see them pushing back up the divisions. And in fairness to them, for Celtic, that's that Nibs and Kevin Price team and all them. Like, so there's loads of experience with them lads, and they're still knocking out results. They've only been beaten once this year. And you have to look at it. Another Corey Rangers third team bottom of division as well. So I don't know what's going on up there this year.
You're trying to say there's Corey Rangers are struggling, are you?
Well, if you look at the league tables, like their first team is in fourth, but they're still in the title race. Their second team are bottom of the table, and their third team is bottom. So there's obviously like they've some of the best players in Wexford. They've some of the best facilities in Wexford. So and that sometimes I can think that can happen over clubs, can't it? Do you know, like you've had such a success story and you're growing, and sometimes it might burn itself out a little bit, and you might struggle for a year or two, but them players will come back.
We went to Freshtoday Division 4. We had Curraclough beating Feather 3-0. Timon beating Bridge 5-0. Kilteely beating Wexford Bows 6-2. And Rosslare and then Scarletown drawn 1-1. So the league table there, Bridge again, as I said to them, they're just flying. 21 points, 9 games. Kilteely, in fairness, only game behind them on the 21 points. And Timon, again, probably a bit surprised to see Timon down so low. Yeah,
look at Timon have always been thereabouts, and always a very, very difficult place to go and get a result. But actually, you don't know, they're in the promotion hunt there. Couple of points behind, 4 points behind both Bridge and Kilteely Celtic. And in fairness to Kilteely, it looked like they were probably going out of the league a couple of years ago, and they're back flying again, and in definitely in a title race for a Division 4 title.
Yeah, and then in the 4A then, if I can find it, I have it here now. So we'd KM losing out to Rossburken 6-3, Gorey Celtic beating Camolan 2-1, Cora beating Cairn 4-1, 3-all, 6-goal thriller with Shelburne and Tom Brack, and Kilmore beating Campbell 2-0. Let's have there Cora on top with 16, Shelburne 15. I'll tip Shelburne on that because I think they might pack that a little bit when it comes to it and go win a division. Would
you sacrifice your A team out of Division 1 to win a Division 4A title?
Well, sure, if you're struggling, why not? I'm just saying, when you see yourself, you've been in clubs when the first team is struggling and the B team is going well, some lads will go, I'd rather go play a B team. I'm not saying that's what's happening, but
no, I know.
It's good to see them though that it's not a struggle right through the.
No, it is good. Look at they're
There's another good club with cracking facilities out there, the dressing room and all out there.
Shelburne? Oh yeah, and they're doing more work. And in fairness, talking to the lads that were in on the show last year, they have some fabulous plans coming along. Cork Ramblers and Tom Brack are taking to it like a duck to water. Two of them came up last year out of Division 5, and they're Cork are top Cora, Tom Brack in third, and the two of them will definitely push it out. Shelburne will be thereabouts. I'd say Came will want to put a bit of a run together.
Castle Arkle should have everyone back now with Marshtown finished and the Duffrey finished. They should be coming back to full strength now.
Yeah, they won't be too far away from it. They won't be too far. They're losing. Oh no, that was Cairn I was looking at. They've only lost one game so far. I suppose they've a couple of games in hand. So yeah, look, they'll definitely be in with a shout. They might not win it, but they might end up upsetting a couple of teams.
Division 5 then we Gorey Rangers 5-1 winners again, and Scar United, Ratnure and Timon 2-all, 4-all, Fastnet and Ferns. Actually two teams that could defend, Bree nil, St Leonard's nil, or maybe couldn't attack one or the other. And the All Blacks 2-all again, Shamrock Rovers. It's actually good to see nil all, isn't it?
Not really. It should be all about entertaining.
And to end your theory about Gorey Rangers, they've 9 from 9 in this
well, that's it. So look at their 4 team is absolutely flying it, all right.
And Joe Bulger is top of the stats, 16 goals.
Yeah, so look at who knows, 16 goals out of 42. So I look at it, by the looks of it, that Gorey team are going to run away, and maybe to give you credit for your theory, maybe the other teams are struggling and they're going to stack the Division 5 team. But like, I don't know, I'd much rather keep my teams up high up the division. If you're growing a football club, you should be trying to keep your teams high up the divisions instead of winning a Division 5 title.
We'll finish them with the new division this year, the Freshtoday Division 5, and it's got it down 2-2 with Cormac's, Rosslare 3-0 again, Clabon, Rosslare Strand, Wexford Celtic 3-3 with Ballymurn, Ajax with a great win 3-2 against Joseph's, and 4-2 for Cushtown again came. Ajax only dropped 2 points so far this year, Nicky, there.
Yeah.
In fairness, Cormac's are not far behind them, only 3 points behind them.
It's good to see, because Ajax and Cormac's are the complete opposites to each other. Ajax, and they won't mind me saying this, I'd say very few of their players are under the age of 35. Like, they have some really, really good experienced lads coming out, playing some really good football, and playing 9, winning 8, only drawing 1, scoring 30. Do you know, they're doing it the hard way. Where St. Cormac's, they only added in that team because they didn't have enough for an under 19. So a lot of their youths and even some of their under 16s are playing in that Division 5A team. And like, it's brilliant for them lads to get exposure, games week in, week out, and like they're going really, really well. They're only 3 points behind, and they're definitely in a title race, and it looks like it's going to be the two of them will end up pulling out in front of it, and it'll be up to any of the rest of them to try and play catch up.
Yeah, thanks, Nicky. Hopefully the weather will play a ball this week and we get a full round of games. Just a reminder to people that Nicky said earlier about the chat we had with Jay there a couple of weeks ago about Wexford, that again, anyone from Gorey or Ross want to come
District, in anywhere,
or even pockets, we said before about the pockets that are out around Crossabeg, Islegate, Curraclaw, Blackwater Bridge. There's a pocket there of loads of soccer teams. You have pockets maybe down around
Duncannon, St Leonard's, anywhere, Campile.
So if anyone wants to come in, chat, you don't have to be involved with the club now. You could have been involved with the club years ago. Just give one of us a shout, or the boys in Rocket Science Media, because all we want to do is try to promote soccer right across the whole county. Thanks, Nicky.
Cheers, Aidan.